Alright guys, welcome back to another one. We're doing a heavy 10 gauge, ounce and 3/4 waterfowl load. BB shot, steel of course. The load is pretty simple. Now a lot of people use these ounce and 3/4 loads, but on the other hand, a lot of people complain about them. They say they don't pattern very well, or they're not quite as effective because the velocity isn't that high. It's just around 1300 FPS, but the majority of people seem to really like them, so I've fired a few. I've loaded and fired a few. They do pretty well. We got no signs of overpressure with this load, and the pattern on the stump that we shot seemed to be pretty good. So I'm showing you guys this because I have faith in it. We have a once fired Federal 10 gauge haul from the mid 2000s. Mech resize ring. My Lee 10 gauge conversion load all. 4/5 inch diameter PVC pipe, about 1 3/4 inch tall. Just big enough to fit over a 10 gauge haul. We're going to resize this, which is pretty easy on this thing. Just like that. I'll just use this press. Pop the ring back off. The primer we're using is a Federal 209A. I have this depriming punch, bolt-on depriming punch mounted to my press. Works just like that. Something's in there. I've got a piece of buckshot stuck in my primer seating station. I'll have to use the other press. Wonder how that got in there. I have no idea. Anyway, Federal 209A. The powder charge we're using is 34 grains of Alliance steel. Alright, and there's 34 grains. You know what, Alliance steel, it takes up a lot of room in your hull. The wad is a TPS 10 gauge pre-slit. Nothing fancy there. Using Gary Caskey's wad tamper. And I'm going to use the press here to add some compression to the Alliance steel. It really likes the compression. That's also why I'm using the 209A primer, is because Alliance steel is pretty slow burning and can be hard to ignite. You really want to use a Magnum primer with Alliance steel, but I've gotten away with using standard strength primers like your Winchesters and Shadats. Wad comes up right here. Plenty of room left. No room for filler though, so there's that. This load is running right at 11,000 psi, 10 gauge max, but with modern 10 gauges, you know, your Browning BPS, your Browning Gold, the H&R single shots, they can handle a lot more than 11,000 psi. These are copper plated Crossmans. Looks like I have about 1 3/4 there. There's 1.3 ounces. Alright, we have 1 3/4 with 4 pellets left in my hand. That's a pretty good guess, wasn't it? Let's give that a shake. And as you guys can see, they're all in the shot cup, and it is exactly where it needs to be for the crimp. To do this, you're going to want to start by just pinching in the crimp with your fingers. And that is because the pre-crimp station on this thing is still 12 gauge. There's no way to modify that, but it doesn't need modified. It works perfect for 10 gauge. Using the back station, which is the 6-point. There's the pre-crimp. Let's shut this thing up, shall we? kind of hard to know how much pressure I need to put on this thing because I'm standing at it sideways. But, you know. That looks pretty good. But I'm going to take this Lyman 525 12 gauge slug, put it right on top of the hole, and crimp it in again. You guys can see that just fits right in that little rim right there, like it's made for it. And it's going to get a little bit, you know, more crimp, a little bit deeper set. That feels about right. One more time. Get the slug off, and yep. Real nice. Get the light on it here. Pretty deep set. It's a little bit collapsed in right here. Probably one of them pellets or got a little bit of a void right there, but that's fine. That is not going to open back up, and it looks pretty nice. You guys can't see this, but the end of it is tapered up right here, where that is still a 12 gauge up inside here, towards the top of it. It does just cave in the hull a little bit. It's not what I would call a traditional taper, but the whole end of the shell starting about right here just curves upward a little bit. I went ahead and opened that back up and put a very, very thin slice of a 24 gauge nitro card under it, and that sealed up that little cave-in. No issues at all now. That is a very good looking shell. 1 3/4 ounces of steel is quite a hefty payload. I'll tell you what, these are fun to shoot though. You just gotta love the old 10 gauge. It's a monster. 3 ounces of lead at close to 1200 FPS, 1 3/4 ounces of steel at 1300. People say that the 12 gauge is all you need. The 3.5 inch 12 will do everything a 10 gauge can do, but that's just not true. That is not the case at all. There is a lot the 10 gauge has over the 12. If you guys want a 10 gauge pros and cons video, just let me know. I will make that happen. I'll be glad to do it too. I can't wait to shoot these. Anyway, I guess I'll get out of your guys' hair. Get back to whatever you're doing. We want to thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. We greatly appreciate that. If you got any questions or comments, leave it in the comment section below and we will get back to you. If you got any ideas for videos you'd like to see, just let me know, and I'll see what I can make happen. Until next time, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.